My name is Jan Overby. I am in the American Literature class at Georgia Northwestern Technical College. I have enjoyed this course immensely. The literature that we have studied is very good. The stories, poems, and plays have made me think more deeply about the literature and the things that I have read. I have learned a great deal about the literature and the authors that we have studied. I believe that this course can be improved with the addition of The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. I think that this particular piece of literature will make a strong and positive change to the course. I think that it would be a great addition to the literature that is already being studied. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn is a wonderful piece of literature. It describes an era in the history of the United States. It contains many important ideas. One of the ideas is the theme that runs throughout the story, which is that of slavery and racism. Another is the idea of the innocence of childhood. The next idea is the symbolism that is written in the story. Friendship is another important idea in this story as well. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn is based on the idea of slavery and racism, even though the story was written 2 decades after the Emancipation Proclamation. It shows that these ideas were still very relevant. The people in the South were living these ideas in their everyday life. The Southern people held grudges against the black population and the Northern people for changing their way of life. This is something that all people need to understand. It shows that people of the South lived and dealt with this every day. It is something that Huckleberry Finn can allow students a peek into the era and these feelings. The idea about the innocence of childhood are very significant within the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn as well. The fact that Huck is a child is central to the storyline. People have strong ideas as to what a child should be, how they should look, and how they should act. These ideas are evident in the beginning of the story, where Huck has to be clean, he has to behave, and he has to go to church, as he views the civilized people around him having to do. He did not think that he should have to do these things, so he runs away. This is an idea that many people believe even today about a child. This would be a good thing to study. It would give students the insight into the way children are thought of. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn is full of symbols. The Mississippi River itself is the biggest symbol in the story. It is a symbol for freedom for Jim and Huck. It means they can live their own lives as they see fit. The life that Huckleberry Finn leaves behind is a symbol of misery and boring nothingness for a child his age. The life that Jim leaves is a life of slavery and misery, that he is not afforded the right to do anything unless he is told to do it. These are the important symbols in the story. Symbols are made very clear within this story. A student can understand what a symbol truly is from reading this. The story should be taught to students in the American Literature class. The last idea that I'm going to talk about is that of friendship. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn shows a wonderful friendship. The friendship that develops between Jim and Huck is a very odd one. Jim is an adult escaped slave, while Huck is a child, escaping the trial of a new life with too many rules for his liking. The friendship is important to both of them. They come to depend on it and each other in many ways. I think that students would learn a great deal from the way the friendship is formed to the way that both characters come to depend on it and each other. The lesson on friendship found within the book is very important for others to learn. These are just a few of the things that a student would gain from studying the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. This is a very important instrument in the arsenal of American literature. I think that this story is a very useful one. It is important for students to understand the way people of this era thought and felt. And also, many students would enjoy reading this story, so studying would be easier on them. There are several colleges that use Huckleberry Finn in their studies. The University of Virginia places this study in the third week of their semester. So does the University of Georgetown. It is used in the Sam Houston University. I think this shows that it is a very important part of American literature. I have a PowerPoint presentation. This shows all of the universities that used, and this is my visual aid. These are the pictures that are seen in most things dealing with Huckleberry Finn. These are the way that most people perceived Jim in this time. He was subservient to a white boy. And that's the way most people in the era believe that people should be. And I think it's something that shows here, this is how the people of that generation really felt. Thank you.